The earliest days in the men's 100 metres. Yesterday it was the women. Tonight the fastest man in Europe will be crowned. But we start with the prelims, the first round. So this is again the finding the 12 to go through and join those already qualified, pre-qualified in the semi-finals. So the British involvement, they're all through to the semi-finals tonight. And Jeremiah Azou, Ronald Delave and Louis Hinchliffe. Here we have Antoine Snijders, the Belgian champion over 100 and 200 metres. Alongside Henry Sai of Estonia. Lucas Ansapepra, usually the ankle leg runner for Germany, the 4x100. A bit down on his best form this year. Jan Crespi, the Spanish champion. Rico Iluka, Finnish champion over 100 and 200 metres. Henrik Larsson, a bit like Ansapepra, sort of 2/10 of a second down on his best times of a couple of years ago. Kayan Özür of Turkey, and then Filippo Randazzo, former Olympic finalist in the long jump. See, all the Italian athletes are wearing black ribbons, incidentally, you might have noticed, and that's for Livo Berruti, the 200-metre champion in the Rome Games in 1960, who died a couple of days ago. So in the sunshine of Alexander Stadium, the men's 100 metres getting underway again. A reminder, the semi-finals tonight, and there are 12, the 12 fastest in Europe already through, pre-qualified for the semis, which take place just after 8:30 tonight. So here it's chasing the times, and Crespi in lane 5, Ansapepra, Germany in 4. Perhaps Snijders on the inside as well should be the ones to watch. Moving their way, very good start by Sai of Estonia on the inside, but now moving through on the outside is Özür, the Turkish athlete. Look at him moving, it's very, very close between 4, 5, 6 athletes here. And again, we're chasing times, and look at that. So we're going to have this story here. If that wind switches around, that's a 3 metre per second headwind, and it's all about times here. And you've got 3 first round races in 100 metres, and you just hope for the sake of fairness that that wind remains constant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to come back to that win thing. I need somebody, you know, these people who made these decisions to sit in front of us and explain why they think this is better or fairer. You know, what is the reason behind it? So the wind we're going to keep an eye on, because this field here, including Akinola, has run 10-1-9 a couple of times this year. There's only a 1/10 of a second separates 6 of them. I mean, they're all very evenly matched here. But if they start running 10.4, 10.5, you know, it brings... Anyway, never mind. For Fraser-Pryce, I'll come back to it in a second. Only a couple of races for him this year. He's had a few problems. The Belgian athlete, Ceccarelli, formerly top European indoors. Iliev, and then we've got Braskas of Lithuania and Milovsky of Hungary. So a couple that we went by, I was chatting, Marcus Fuchs of Austria and Hernandez of Spain came 4. So if you look at someone like Verheer-Straten, as I said, who would be good enough, you would think in this. He's had one decent 100-metre race this year, because he's missed a bit. He had a plus 1.4. If you start running into a -2, -3, it's 3 or 4 tenths difference. And that's fine if everyone's got the same. Anyway, let's just see what they're faced with here, literally. So the benchmark around the 10.5 mark, they've got to... 12 of them have got to go through from these 3 races. Akinola from Ireland 5 times has been around the 10-20 mark this year. Akinola does get a very good start alongside him. Fuchs got out pretty well, but right in the middle. Verheer-Straten going well, but it's Akinola on the far side who's got this at the moment, running very good. Verheer-Straten maybe just ran through the line ahead of him. -2.8 and 10.38. So again, it was roughly the same win, so that's good. And these, I think this was a better semi anyway. These guys, certainly the 2 at the front, been running. Akinola's been running right around that sort of 10-2 time. Verheer-Straten looks as though he's got himself ready for the champs. He'll be pleased with that after a tricky season for him so far.
Yeah, looking at that kind of result and taking into consideration the wind speed, that is about right where they would be into that type of headwind when you look at what their season's best are at this moment. So, yep, inside lane, very good transition for the Irish run. Love watching this. Steph is really strong, he's powerful, everything goes right direction. So for me, it's a very good, strong performance from him. And I say again, looking into that -2.8, it's very difficult. It's hard to explain to people when you're just watching. You do feel that wind before you even start your competition. When it's -3, -2.8, -3, you feel it blowing in your face. But of course, that is so exaggerated when you start to run into it, because of course you're generating that friction into the wind itself. So again, in yourself as an athlete, you feel it, and sometimes you think, oh man, I'm really underperforming here. And it's only when you see the clock you realise, okay, the wind was pretty strong.
Second group about to get underway. And we'll get ready for the last of the first round heats in the men's 100 metres. Again, all about chasing times, and it is good to know that the wind has been consistent headwind of just about 3 metres per second over the first two heats. Emil Botterman of Belgium goes in lane 1. Alongside him, Per Tinjas Fremstad Waldron of Norway. And Simon Hansen of Denmark. Ertan Özkan of Turkey goes in lane 4. And Elvis Santos, the Portuguese champion over 100 and 200 metres, in lane 5. Jan Volkel, former European indoor champion over 60 metres. And Mumenthaler of Switzerland, who's run 10.19 this season. And he seems ready for this. Abdel Alejandro Jordan, just 22. He's finished 4th at European indoors in the 60 hurdles, but very, very quick over the flat. 10.10. I think he's the standout athlete here. Sansevini of San Marino does not start in lane 9. Those are the times that they're chasing. It's 12 to go through. This the third of the first round heats. It feels still like just occasional get a little breeze up here in the stand. And judging by the windsock head of Simon Hansen, his fringe is blowing, and it does still seem to be there, the headwind. Santos took his time to settle alongside him. It's Özkan going very nicely. Still through Hansen. Again, very, very even here, as you'd expect. They're all very similar in terms of times. Chasing those times now. Coming through is Mumenthaler, but on the inside it was Botterman. Emil Botterman at 10.41, the winning time. Less of a headwind than that one. Yeah, I know we sound as if we're obsessed with this breeze, but that's going down from 3 metres a second headwind to 1 metre a second. That's a big, big difference. The time's not necessarily as quick here for the winners, but further down, it was a closer race. A lot's in the 1040s there.
Yeah, we can look at the times now. 10:42, 10:44, 10:46. All those first 3 times are faster than the winner of the first heat. So you can see, you can guarantee they will be progressing. We'll give you a little of a summary on there. Do you know the person I was a little bit disappointed was Jordan from Spain, because he's a very talented hurdler and sprinter. Cracking indoors, beautiful technician hurdling wise, so I expected a little bit more from him. He's running that 10-1 this year as well, so potentially we were all focused on that, but in the inside of him, that's where all the action was happening, wasn't he? He could never get in contention as a young Spaniard, and taking the victory there was a good run.
Yeah, I was giving him the big build-up, John. You can see him on the outside there. He was always chasing it and never really got into his running. He's very, very slight, still young, big talent, but didn't deliver on this occasion.
And look how close that is.
Yeah, so now this is what happens after the last of these prelim rounds, is that we all look to the times in the summary and see who goes through. And yeah, looking at it there, I'm just going down to the last of the times.
Yeah. I think we're all just there going through what the summary is out there.
Well, from that heat, those were the queue have gone through, so down to Santos going through 6 from that heat going through. Again, they had the slightest wind of the 3. It's a significant factor.
Massively makes a huge difference, doesn't it?